Today I'm causing controversy because I'm talking about why I don't agree with positive thinking. I was just looking across on Facebook and I saw a quote and it said, positive people attract positive things. And I thought, let's have a look at just some basic physics. So in physics, anytime there is something with a positive charge, it attracts a negative charge in order to create some sort of a stabilizing force. When you have two positive charges, they tend to repulse each other, just like when you put two north poles in a magnet together, they repulse each other and push each other away. The same thing happens if you put two south poles together, they repulse each other and they push each other away. Whereas if you get a magnet and you have opposite sides, so a north pole and a south pole, they will attract each other and pull each other together. When I looked into positive thinking, now I'm a recovering positive thinking addict because I used to go to all the positive thinking events. I would jump around, I'd high five people, and I thought, you know what, I'm positive, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna crush results, I'm gonna take over the world. And so I would create all these massively unrealistic expectations. I got told if you could dream it, you could achieve it. If you're a positive thinking person, that you'd attract more positivity into your life. And all I found was that my mind became more negative. And the more negative my mind became, the more positive I would try to become. And so my external positivity was trying to balance out my internal negativity. When you meet someone who is stable, they realize that that things can go well and things can go wrong. You will see someone who is very stable see both the upsides and the downsides of anything. And that is intelligent thinking. Someone who is intelligent doesn't look at what goes well or just what goes well. They look at what could also go wrong. That is intelligence. So people who are more mentally stable will look for both sides. They're optimistic and they can also be pessimistic. Now, there are a lot of people in the positive thinking movement who are positive, and they're super optimistic, and shit around them keeps falling apart because they don't want to look at the downsides. They don't want to think about what could go wrong. And so without having that negativity and maybe looking at things that could go wrong or what's bad or what's not working, they live an ignorant life where they are gifted the downsides without them expecting it. So what do I recommend? I recommend trying to be more stable as a person. How do you become more mentally stable? Where you can see both the benefits and the drawbacks, you can see the upsides and the downsides, so you can create your dreams and you can chase your goals and create a mission and all of those types of things. But at the same time, you're optimistic enough to see that things could go right and that you can achieve all these great things, but pessimistic enough to realize that there is going to be a lot of stuff that goes wrong. A lot of barriers and obstacles are going to come up. If you back yourself and believe in yourself enough, then you'll be able to overcome those obstacles and they won't blindside you. Whereas when you're living completely ignorant in life and always thinking positively and always trying to be happy, you will get blindsided by negativity. It'll just come from out of nowhere and blindside you, and you will end up stuffing up your results. Things won't go well, things will fall apart, and you'll start self-depreciating or you'll beat yourself up, and then you'll need more positivity again, and it'll create a vicious cycle. And so that's when I came across some of the work of Dr. John Demartini, and I started realizing that everything in nature is trying to go back to its most stable form, and anything that has too much of a positive charge, it will either try to spit off some of those positive charges, or it attracts negative things in order to stabilize. Now, I'm not saying that life is exactly like that, but all I'm saying is that I've met plenty of people who always try to be happy and positive all the time, and shit just keeps falling apart in their life. Or they are over optimistic, they think that things won't go wrong, and then when things do go wrong, they fall apart and they melt down. So I think that positive thinking isn't the best thing, but I don't think that it's the worst thing either. I think that there is a time and a place for both positivity, both negativity, both pessimism, also optimism, and we want to try and be as stable as we possibly can, because stable people tend to achieve more than people who just go hard for a short period of time and then melt down and self-sabotage and self-destruct, or create massive ruts in their life and then come back out and try and be more positive. So anyway, that's my criticism of positive thinking. But like I said, I would much prefer to be around someone who is over positive than just negative and down and beating themselves up and consistently whinging and whining and moaning all the time, that's for sure. And I think that's how a lot of people get into positive thinking, is that they were that person or they've been around people like that. And so they always think the opposite is better. You know, if negative is shit, then positive has to be good. But that's like saying that one side of a pendulum is better than the other side of a pendulum without realizing that the pendulum swings back and forth.